Good morning and welcome everybody to the channel. Today we have a few topics covering fireballs, stacking wood, and preparing for winter, also composting. And you might notice that this is a new intro because the first one was so filled with wind noise. That's another thing that I recorded this video for. I'm trying to test out this new phone and to see if I need to get one of those wireless or wired microphones. So if you're interested in any of that, stay tuned. So the easiest one is I'm going to be listening as this video goes on to see how well this new phone, this Pixel 9, whatever, can filter out the wind noise. So as through this video, that's just something I'm going to be keeping an eye on because I'd really rather not have to buy another microphone because that didn't work out very well. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn around and I want to talk about a project we have with some compost, some sticks that have been piling up, and then how we're going to try and protect ourselves against having huge piles of, firewood. So in our travels over the last couple of years, we've had some trees have gone down, we've done some trimming, and we've gotten into the habit of stacking it behind the garage here. We've kept a little bit of a pathway, I suppose. And we also had a compost here, but then we stopped using it. Like, we could never accumulate enough stuff because our local restaurant that was giving us food scraps ended up moving locations, and I just don't produce enough food scraps. And really, most of the food scraps that I would produce actually just go all the way over there to the chicken house, the chicken coop, the chicken mansion, the chicken yard, chicken compound. So we don't need to use this anymore, but I think we can repurpose it. If we clear all this stuff out, we can actually stack all of our firewood in here. But then I have a huge pile of extremely flammable materials. So that's where those fireballs come in. And if you've never seen these or heard of these, they don't really get sold on Amazon or anything like that because they can't. They catch on fire and then they explode, basically spraying this dry pellet stuff everywhere. And it's kind of interesting because I've looked at a couple of the companies and it's hard to buy. It's like Americans don't make them anymore. You gotta get them from China, this and that. But I've seen quite a few like YouTube videos, which maybe not the best source, but there's ones from companies like Exide and a couple other ones that show that they threw like 2 of these into quite a large area. It ignited almost immediately and stuffed all the flames. So if this didn't exist, I would still stack firewood. I mean, we've been stacking firewood as a species for a long time. But if I could put one of these in each of those little bins, like kind of the top third level, then it would make me feel a lot better as far as the safety and all that. We're actually thinking about adding a few in our coop. That's why we like the little hook there. The little hook, we can hang it at different levels inside the chicken coop so that the chickens can't get to it, hopefully. And that if that building does actually catch fire for whatever reason, at least there's something stopping it, at least, minimizing the damage, hopefully. So I've actually been able to load that up a lot higher than I thought it would. And I almost went through all this wood. I might have to go get another full load to even start adding wood to those boxes. But you can see it's, just over 6 foot tall, and it's pretty stable. I don't know if you guys seen my earlier video where I kind of made this contraption. Didn't know what I was doing, but it holds wood. So now we're going to try and see if this tarp will fit. Well, how's that for some backyard ingenuity there? We got a lot of wood there. We got it screwed in the corners there, and we kind of pushed it up as much as we could, and then we kind of filled the gaps with wood just to keep that fabric from kind of pulling down. But it's right under the edge there, so there shouldn't be any direct rain on it anyways. So that'll be covered up, and then just simply reach in and grab it. Not sure if we need to worry about this flapping in the wind too much. Guess we could kind of tuck it underneath somehow. Oh, hard to do with one hand. But yeah, I can do that on the other side. That should be good. A little exposed on the side. Guess I'm not too worried about it. If anything, we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a learning process anyways, so let me move on from this and on to the next deal. now to catch back up about the compost, because I said I was going to talk about it a little bit more, because I don't know if you see this here. When I built this, I didn't know what I was doing, and I actually put cardboard on the bottom of this whole deal and on the back. So the back makes sense, but the bottom doesn't. So I always struggled to get my compost going because there wasn't any actual direct contact with the soil. But over the years, it's kind of built up, and now there is, so I could have compost in there now. But what I want to do is, I don't necessarily mind the things that are grown in there. I wanted to chop all that stuff down, but I'm going to lay some sort of boards, and I'm not worried about getting rotten, like that oak right there, just to get everything off the ground. And I'm going to stack some wood in there, but not much. That's all I got left. Hello everybody and welcome back. It's actually been a couple of days. I had finished this in the interim. I was busy a couple days working over at the university, and I actually just uploaded a video about how we had kind of fixed one of the banks. We had a flooding problem over there, so I posted a video. I'll try to link that above, or you can just go back to my channel. It's the one that I posted right before this one. But back onto this project, we got this all stacked up, and we think that's about a year's worth. I have a small house, and we don't burn it. Like, we supplement with this, so we think that's going to be more than enough for at least 1 year. But I also got this other spot stacked up, so let me show you what that looks like. So if you remember, there was a whole bunch of branches on the ground there. I'd cleared that up, broke those all up, and gotten a decent amount of load for 1 year for kindling. We still have a lot more I'll show you around the corner, but we got that back cleaned up. Got the truck back here, which is what is designed. Everything is supposed to be to the width of the truck here. So it's still possible to get the truck back here, even though we've added so many other things. But here we are. This is our backup storage. And you see my little fireball in there. I think that little feller will give me a little bit of, I don't know, ease. Because, like I said before, I'm not sure if that's really going to put out a huge fire. Like, if all this was instantly on fire, I'm not sure if that would do it. However, I'm going to stack the wood anyways and then cover it, and if it does catch on fire, at least I have something in there that can try and disperse it, or maybe knock out the initial flames or what have you. Another thing you can notice, I actually, because the tarp is going to go over the top, I was purposely made the back higher so that it can drain, so the water has a way to drain it. And then I actually set aside a couple of the heavier logs to put on top of the tarp. So we'll be good to go for that. That's going to continue being a little storage area for this winter. But I think we got a pretty good start, at least you know, a good decent amount of wood as a backup source. The next thing, and it won't be on this video, but I still got to clean all that out. But it's a pretty tedious process, breaking branches by hand. I mean, I've actually thought about just using a chainsaw and just, but it's I got other things to do. I'd like to edit this video, get it posted, and go on about my day. So I think I managed to cover everything I was talking about. The compost, why that didn't work, and why we start feeding our scraps to the chickens, so we don't need a compost. We do need the area for wood because we have a wood burning fireplace to supplement our heat, and so we're using that space. There's still room to get the truck back, so that's good. We've cleaned up that area so we can actually mow around and have a clean edge. We have plenty of kindling for the year, and all we got to do is a test fire for the fireplace. This is the 3rd year having it, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just nice to get a nice clean burn before you actually need it. Other than that, I'm going to get this video uploaded and go on about my day. We still got, if you're subscribed to the channel and have your notifications on, we are going to do, I have some heart nuts, which are Japanese walnuts we're going to be planting. We're going to have a video about that. And I have a whole bunch of like Chinese apricots and Russian pomegranates and all sorts of stuff we're going to make a video about. And then the big one is prepping the chickens for winter. So they've already started to slow down their egg production. They were actually in the chicken coop last night, like this morning, because it was too cold, which is surprising since they were, you know, sleeping in the tree last year. So So the seasons are changing around here, and we just wanted to showcase some of the things that we have to do to get ready for it. So other than that, thank you for watching. I gotta find a place for my volleyball net. All right, bye-bye.